This is real life. This is not a studio.
I know.
Guys, I just did something pretty bad. It is blustery out there. I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot. I just went in. I was in there for a long time, actually did 2 trips because when I came out I remembered just a few more things that would really round out what I had already purchased here. So I've got bags and bags and stuff. Spent about $150 for groceries for one person. It's crazy, but the stuff I got is going to last me a while. After today, I am headed out into some more remote areas, and I just want to make sure that I have what I need, because I definitely know that anything I try to buy at the grocery stores that are out there and are few and far between will cost me way more than I paid today for each item. So all stocked up, have an idea of an assortment of things I can make with the ingredients I bought. And one of my goals for this year is to do more cooking. So this is my first step in that direction, is loading up on some ingredients to make some home cooked meals. We're going to talk more about what my goals are for 2025 when I get to camp, but as I was in Walmart, the weather has definitely changed here in the Utah mountains, and the area that I was planning on heading into, it is definitely snowing there. It's just raining lightly here, but it's definitely snowing there, and I think they're having some pretty significant wind gusts. So I'm going to reroute a little bit, stay low, and I think just looking around here, my best bet is going to be to head a little bit west, try to find a canyon or something off the I-70 and seek out a little bit of shelter from this subtle winter weather we have here. So let's go find camp, and then I can get all of this organized. Well, no luck here. I'm gonna try another one. Holy smokes. Oh, that does not seem safe. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is just howling out there. And I've tried a couple of different spots. I thought that this spot would be protected, but it almost seems like the canyon is turning the wind. It's absolutely beautiful here. And the thing is, I want to mention, I don't actually dislike the wind. It can be kind of invigorating and I don't mind it so much. But the issue that I'm having with it is when it's windy like this, I can't film. I use the assistance of a tripod to hold my camera up, which is actually just my iPhone, on a lightweight tripod. This really, really light tripod. And I mean, even if I had a heavy duty tripod right now, I still wouldn't trust it in these wind gusts, but absolutely this one is just going to immediately fall over and then probably break my phone/camera. So yeah, I kind of was hoping to capture some of what I have going on today, but this is real life. This is not a studio. And I think I might just have to postpone a little bit on what I'm planning on sharing with you all and just kind of hunker down a little bit for the night. It's okay. You know, this is the hand that you're dealt sometimes when you're living so close to nature. Me living, as I like to say, living out of my car. But tonight it seems like I might have to just live in my car a little bit. But I'm just gonna work on getting this food put away.
As the year 2025 rolls around, I find myself settling into a rhythm of life on the road. However, with the excitement of starting something new, I find it especially helpful to guide my day-to-day decisions towards my greater goals. Starting with the mantra that will hopefully align my existence with my higher self, I break down specific areas I can target to see these changes come alive. I'll also discuss what these changes mean for this YouTube channel. Good morning. Whew. I decided to have a morning fire. It is my opinion that morning fires are severely underrated. I actually much prefer them to night fires. And so with this realization, perhaps I'll have them more often. Nice way to start the day. Today I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up in 2025 and some new challenges I'll be taking on. So I was just spending a little bit of time looking ahead at 2025, setting personal goals and goals that will be very much related to the content on this channel. So let's talk about it. So a few years ago, when I was feeling my most physically capable and adventurous self, I had a mantra that I lived by. And the mantra was open heart, strong back, going beyond. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit to set the groundwork for what the specific goals are going into the new year. So open heart is the concept of being more trusting, letting love in, really allowing myself to build strong relationships with more people. I do tend to be quite guarded. I am an incredibly loyal person, I would say, and so it takes me a while to feel that people are allowed to be let in, because if so, then like I will fight for you if need be. But it can be kind of isolating to be like that. And I've noticed that a bit in seasonal work, um, that as I'm moving through places, I become kind of disenchanted with the idea of making new friends because I know we're going to go separate ways. But I want to be more open to those experiences. I think I will have a richer and fuller life if I'm able to do that. Strong back pertains in two ways, both metaphorical and physical. Physically, it's about just being a stronger person, stronger in my body. I call it strong back because one of my greatest passions in life is backpacking. And just that feeling of feeling really strong on my feet with a heavy pack on my back, or maybe the goal is a lighter pack on my back, but regardless, that feeling of being capable in my physical body when it comes to crossing a stream on a log or on rocks, not to have the doubt on whether or not my body can do what my mind is asking it to do, those kinds of things. And also, in the metaphorical way, it's about confidence. It's about standing up for myself. It's about daring to have the hard conversations, and kind of that relates to open heart too, being able to express my feelings in a healthy way. because I have the confidence in myself to stand up for myself. And then we come to going beyond. Going beyond is pushing myself outside my comfort zone. And that's something that I've been consistently doing for the last 5 years, but the level at which I'm doing it right now is so surface compared to what my heart desires. And so it's really, I think, having strong relationships, having the physical body dialed in, will really amp up what I feel the confidence in doing when it means going beyond. So here's where we're starting with that.
Oh, guys, I just did something pretty bad. I was just adjusting the fire and I got up from my chair and it's breezy, so I knocked over my chair and burnt this. This is a really expensive chair too. I'm kind of upset about it. I know it's just stuff, but man, budget's really tight right now. I did not need this to happen. I'm gonna hold on to this and see if I can try to fix it. The frame is totally fine, so I don't know if I can just buy a replacement of this or if I can try to patch that. That's a pretty big tear though. Oh, I'm not gonna let it ruin my day, but dang it.
Feels like a daydream. I might escape soon. Get out of focus. Baby, you noticed all along. So elated, so forlorn. You head to come from. To find further on, further on.
So one of my goals that I haven't been shy to talk about before here on this channel is that I have every intention of hiking the Pacific Crest Trail in 2025. At the time that this video goes out, I think I'm probably just a couple of days away from still securing a permit. I currently don't have a permit. I didn't get awarded one in the first go round. January 8th is the second go round, and that's the opportunity to grab one of the 15 per day remaining northbound permits or a southbound permit. I am still operating with that as a goal in mind. And in general, I just want to improve my fitness, but obviously I have it as a goal to prepare for that long journey ahead. Whew, it's a little bit chilly. My mouth feels kind of frozen as I'm trying to talk here. Part of the preparations for that is a couple of goals that I've set for myself going into the first quarter of the year. I want to make sure that I'm getting 45 minutes of zone 2 training in every single day, regardless. Regardless of what's happening, 45 minutes is a really reasonable amount of time to go for a walk. The other quantitative goal I have for exercise is I want to set like a mileage per week minimum target for hiking. And I'm feeling like 30 miles per week hiking is probably a good place for me to start. So I'm going to set that as a goal for myself to get in 30 miles a week of hiking, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe, hopefully, my plan is obviously to be growing from there and be increasing the mileage as my start date for the PCT is approaching, hopefully. So I'm gonna get my 45 minutes in today, and then I have a feeling I'm going to need some warming up, and I have a pretty exciting plan for that. So I'll see you in a bit.
Who will you become? Somebody to run from.
Oh, isn't it nice how a little bit of physical activity can really serve to warm up the body? I feel so much warmer now, and I'm going to take this opportunity to take some walks. Shocker. We're in a good spot there. So this is actually one of my other goals. I think I have made myself a reputation here on YouTube of not being a very good cook. And that's not entirely true. I'm not a good cook camping. I have gotten very lazy with it, and it's not something I spend a whole lot of time or energy focusing on, so naturally I'm not succeeding. Definitely camp cooking, cooking out of the car, that kind of thing is way harder than cooking in a home kitchen. An indoor space where you're not subject to wind, super cold temperatures, um, all sorts of outdoor, just there's all sorts of extra challenges when you're cooking in a camp setting. And those challenges happen to frustrate me considerably. Layering in the added challenge of filming those things, now I'm doing two different things at one time, and one of the things that I'm doing is actually quite challenging. So my experiences have been very frustrating with this, but I also recognize that cooking food where I can control the ingredients, I can control the number of calories, and just how nutritious the food is super, super important to my goals for this year. And so I need to do better. Mm. Oh, that's really good. Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got to get out of here. I don't have a firm plan on where I'm going to camp tonight, but I do know I want to hit up some fun things and I don't want to get too far behind on the day. So let's get going. I was comfortable showing this place from a distance, but even though everyone here is clothed, there are children here in swimwear, and I'm not putting that on the internet. So this is something for me to enjoy, and I certainly am. It looks really cool. Let me get a little sneak shot of the input. There is a bathroom here, but I just opened the door to the pit toilet bathroom and there was human feces on the ground. I did not go in. I will not go in. So I'm rigging up a little changing station. It's easy enough to get into my swimwear in the car, but when I have to change after I get out and I'm wet, I'm definitely not gonna lay down in my bed and change, which is how I do it. So I just put up a sheet using some clamps right here and some makeshift little changing area. Not completely private, but it'll get it done.
Oh, the pizza's going. Hurry, grab that bat. It just flew over.
Inquiring minds might wonder what I plan on doing with my soaking wet swimsuit, and really, I don't know what the strategy is for that. It's currently sitting right back there, and we're just going to hope for the best. I might be able to plug in my little portable heater later and get it some heat to help it dry, but for now, we need to move onward. Got a couple hours of driving ahead of me, so let's sit back and enjoy the ride.
All right, here I go, headed out of town into the mountains. That soak was fantastic. I was able to actually capture a little bit of footage. Most people left kind of shortly after I got there, and there was just one family. They were up in the hottest pool, which I wasn't able to capture to show you, but that's also where I spent time. They were kind and invited me to join them in the warm water, the hot water. So I did that, and oh boy, do I feel relaxed right now. Not too relaxed to drive safely, but just nice, and this has just been an incredible day so far. Really, really enjoying the flow of today. The skies are looking a little ominous, but I don't think it is actually storming up here in these mountains, and I don't think I'm going to be staying up here. I think I'm kind of just like passing through. We'll see how far I get, where the day takes me from here. But I wanted to continue on the topic of conversation for today, which is 2025 goals. So I touched on fitness, I touched on food. There's also financial goals that I'll share a little bit with you. I'm going to keep it kind of vague, but I have not been shy about discussing my ambitions to make YouTube my full-time job, which it is right now. I have lost a little bit of traction on YouTube and the algorithm after my unexpected break where I missed a couple of weeks of putting out content. So that is a pretty big wrist slap that I'm getting from the algorithm on that. But of course, the audience does help control the algorithm as well. So if you're watching this and you enjoy the content I bring you, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing if you're not subscribed. Any sort of engagement that you're able to provide, like content, really does help support the channel. It gets it out there for other people to see. And really quickly, if you're not familiar with how somebody makes YouTube their job, there is something called the YouTube Partner Program. I've been a member for many years. You have to meet a minimum threshold for that. And then from that point forward, you can run ads on your videos, just those little like skippable ads that come up either in the middle of the video, before or after. And it is those advertisers that pay YouTube to run the ads on that, just like a broadcasting network. And as creators that are in the partner program, we get a small portion of that. So it does add up, but we need a lot of views in order to make a living wage from YouTube, which I love having this as my job, and I hope I get to continue doing this for the time being. I just feel so inspired, and it feels like the right thing for me to be doing. So anyway, aside from that, as content creators get larger, they can take on sponsorship deals where brands pay them to promote specific products in video integrations or um, video integrations or dedicated videos. At my level, with now 20,000 wonderful community members, I do get approached by brands to participate in collaborations, kind of sponsorship opportunities. But I'm being very choosy on what I move forward with. If it's not something that is of my business ethos or values, I am not interested in that. And I have been approached by some pretty big name brands that I personally do not use. And I'm not going to promote them to earn some money here. It's just not happening. That's kind of all that I have to share with my financial goals. I just want to be able to maintain my current lifestyle, my current expenses, which are very low, very low. Um, Fortunately, I don't have a lot of expenses, so I'm able to keep it like that. But I also am in a position where I absolutely do not want to be dipping into my savings, because my savings is there's an emergency fund, and then there's the money set aside for me to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. So I'm not messing around with that. I want to keep that um, untouched. Now I am scaling back at the moment to 2 videos per week, and that is to allow me to get a little bit more distance between where I am physically and where the videos are showing me. And that's just a personal safety thing. And if I find an area that I want to linger in for a little bit longer, I don't want to feel rushed that I have to move, because I'm going to end up disclosing my location on the video that's coming up that week. Ideally, I would like to be back to the 3. I think that feels good to me, but I'm also looking for feedback from my viewers. Tell me, what do you like in terms of watchability? What are you more likely to click on is really what the question here is. Are you looking more for 20, 25-minute, 30-minute videos 3 times a week? Are we pushing more towards a 45-minute video twice a week? Or is it 20-minute videos twice a week? I mean, what do you have time for? What are you maxing out at? I know that we're going to run the gamut of things there, and ultimately I'm going to do what feels natural. It's not of interest to me to make a video longer than it needs to be just so that I'm hitting a target length. And I also don't want to be telling incomplete stories and cutting things short because I'm trying to meet a minimum length, or rushing through edits, which has happened a little bit lately, where some issues with file saving and things like that happen, and what ends up getting put up as a final product is not exactly as I intended. So those are kind of all the things that are happening with my YouTube as a job. Coming up, I am going to discuss my 2025 goals in relating to my mantra, going beyond. The PCT is certainly one of those, but there's something else that's coming up even sooner that you guys are coming along for, and I want to tell you what that is. So stay tuned.
quick bathroom break at Capitol Reef National Park. No big deal. I'm not going to spend any time here except to use the restroom, but I do have a full video on this from a couple years ago, and I will link that for you to check out if you're interested. It is beautiful. I have found camp for the night, and it is something else, let me tell you. Wow. Oh, this is amazing. I love Utah. Like, look at all the places I've been in just one day. It's incredible. That's the Henry Mountains back over there. Capitol Reef National Park is that way. This is called Factory Butte, and this is mine for the night. Incredible.
Wow, it's incredible here. I am ready to relax for the evening. I'm going to try to do some reading, which, by the way, I want to be more consistent with in 2025. And that brings me on the topic of my final goal to share with you. And I think while I talk about that, I'm going to start making a sandwich because I am very hungry. Over the past few weeks of traveling throughout Utah, I've come to the realization that I feel very comfortable here. While there are a ton of new and unique areas for me to explore, I also know large portions of the state quite well, and I've never felt unsafe here. Ever. Of the last 4 winters, I've spent 3 of them entirely in Utah. So maybe we could say I'm in my comfort zone. Secret ingredient? Everything but the leftovers. It's just to hope it's good because I'll be eating this for a week. The last thing I want to discuss with you is my going beyond goals. Well, it's funny, but Utah has something to do with that. I think I am, in a way, stuck in my comfort zone, seeking shelter in Utah because I feel comfortable here, and I think it's about time to get moving. I think I'll spend another week here. I've got some things I really want to do and some business to attend to in this state. But other than that, it'll be time to start my eastbound journey. That makes me nervous. I've never explored on the road east of New Mexico. And I intend to hit Florida, Key West, and just go all the way and try some new things. The idea of doing this excites me immensely. It's not that I am not courageous in my travels. I most certainly have been in the past. It's just I've gotten a little bit comfortable. And I think this time I've spent here in Utah, getting back on the road, kind of getting my feet back under me after being in a funk, was very helpful because I feel comfortable here. I feel safe here. And those are the kind of environments that you want to be in when you're kind of trying to pull yourself out of something. And now I'm feeling really good. So I'm going to start exploring some new places. If you have any recommendations for states, I'm going to be asking for those coming up as I'm starting to hit some borders and things like that. What's up next is I'll be visiting some parts of Arizona that I haven't visited before, but we've still got some fun exploring to do in Utah. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video, but I will see you on the next one. We will get to explore this incredible area. Thank you so much for being with me. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.